Okay guys, welcome to this tutorial. I'm going to teach you how to do a custom callout. The callout will look more or less like this right here. It's pretty simple, but you can add some animation, and then this would be kind of neat if you were going to put it in a project, and then you have your callout here, which is a custom callout. So that's what we're going to work on today. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go up to the ellipse tool, and I'm just going to click and drag, and I'm holding down the mouse, hold down shift, but if I want to move it around I need to hold down the space bar. So I'm going to hold down the space bar and I'm going to let it go. So there we go. Now I have my ellipse. Now the problem that I'm going to have is when I go to scale it, you see how it kind of goes on an angle rather than in the middle. So what we have to do is we have to pull the pan behind tool, and that pan behind tool, you're just going to click on there and you're going to move it to the middle, and then you'll go back to your selector tool, and now when you scale it up or down, it's in the middle. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we'll kind of decide how big that we want it. So we'll put it about, I don't know, about that big. We may want to make the stroke a little wider, so you can adjust that with the stroke up there. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, maybe about right there. So if you click off of the layer, then that gives you kind of what the ellipse would look like. So we'll say that that's where I want it. I'm going to go ahead and hit a keyframe on the stopwatch for the size, and then I'm going to do page up a couple times, and then I'm going to go to 0, and that's going to make this pop in. Now it's kind of cool if you want to make it like a little bit of a pop. So remember what this is at. So on this keyframe it's at 21. Page down a couple, maybe 2 frames, and go to 30, and then page down a couple more keyframes and go back to 21, and it'll make it look like it's bouncing a little bit. So there you go, there's like a little bit of a bounce. And then if you don't want it so harsh, just select all 3 keyframes, right click on it and do easy ease, and that will make it a little bit nicer. So now that I've created my pop, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it. So I'll go ahead and just click and drag it over to here somewhere. And this, the nice thing about making this is you can adjust it however you want. We'll just do 1 for now just because this is for the tutorial, but we're here. So we have that. We want to scale it. So that's the size. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Now see how that anchor point is way off, so I'm going to grab the pan behind, and then I'm going to drag it a little bit closer. Now that it's a little closer, I'm going to go back to here and scale down the stroke. I don't need it that big. Go ahead and put it on right here. Line it up. Okay, now we need it to scale. So we're going to drop it to 0, and now it will grow. So there you go. Now if you wanted to do another line, you could duplicate the layer. So we just duplicated it, and we're going to rotate it a little bit. So now if you offset that a little bit, scales, there you go, it kind of grows. Now this is pretty sloppy. You'd want to get in pretty close to line this up so that it looks good. The other thing is you may not want it quite that big, so you'd bring that scale down maybe to there. And I'm hitting R on the keypad to do the rotation. I might want to rotate it a little bit more like that, and then you just have to get in and readjust this. So there you go. Now if you do it, it grows. There you go. So that's how you start the initial call out. Now the next thing that you're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create the circle, so I'm going to go ahead and with the ellipse tool and this layer selected, I'm going to create a mask. And all I'm doing is holding down Option again, Shift, and moving that to fit what I want. So that looks pretty good like that. And then maybe we want that to scale, so it goes to here. So we want this to scale. And if you want to trim it exactly, you can hit Shift Command D. It'll split the layer right at the playhead, and you can, it's more exact. So now I could go ahead and hit S for scale, and I could scale it down. Maybe that's where I want it. I don't know. We're still going to mess with it, but we'll go ahead and put a keyframe there as well. So now I've got, now I've got two keyframes, and let's go ahead and do the rectangle tool, and we're going to do a rectangle. Now make sure when you do this that you're not on the layer, or it will create another mask. So I don't want another mask, I want an actual layer that's full. So I'm going to click on the fill now, and I'm going to do normal. The stroke I'll get rid of, and now you can see that looks pretty good. We're just going to move it behind. So there you go, little call out. So that's good. Now we just need to animate this. So again, let's scale it down, but before we do, make sure that's right in the middle, or as close to the middle, just eyeballing it as you can. And we'll drop the scale way down to 0. And then it's going to scale up. I don't know why it's doing that. If I have to, I can just do position. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so right there, that looks pretty good. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and start, and then it pops up. So we've got that popping up. Let's go ahead and hit the letter T on the keyboard for opacity. We'll drop that to 58. And if you want to see kind of how that looks, you can always just put it on another comp. So we'll get rid of that for a minute, and we're going to pull this comp 1 and just put it here so you can see what the opacity is. So that looks pretty good. So it's starting, then it pops up. So that looks all right. We're going to go back to the comp, and we're going to have it kind of drop down as well. So in order to do that, I'm going to click again on the pen behind, and I'm going to drag it to this corner because I kind of want it to grow down that way. So now I'm going to hit scale, keyframe, and then it's going to go back. And I want that to grow a little bit, or to be a little bit more, and then bring this in. So I'll scale that down after. And then I'm going to push it. And then you just kind of adjust the timing on it to see how you want this to grow first. I don't really know yet exactly, but you can dial it in. The cool thing about doing this is then if you do decide to tweak it, then it's going to look a lot better after. The other thing I notice is there's a little, that line right there. I'm just going to delete it, I don't want it. But I just wanted to show you can add on to it. So now the timing's like way off. So right here, that should be where this starts, and it's not in the right position. So let's move it over. So now, there we go. That kind of looks good, but I also want to move this over, and then I want it to be, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so there you go, it's growing, there it is. Then on this, we're going to do, I want to do a stroke. So go ahead and FX and presets, stroke, just drop it on here. Go to stroke, and we'll do black. Make the stroke bigger, not massive, but somewhat. And then just kind of time it. So about right there is where I would want the stroke to end. And we'll come back to here. And we'll start it. So now it'll grow. The only thing is it's going way too slow. The other thing is, if you have a bunch of keyframes on this, you may want to hit U, and that will show you on the keyboard. If you hit U, it'll show you all of the keyframes that you have, so you can line it up better. So that's scaling. So I really want to move this to like that, and that looks a lot better. Okay, and then if you want to see what it looks like, just go ahead and you can render it out. So that looks pretty good. And then all I have is a little bit of text. So I'll just click on here. Let's just do sold, or maybe just sold. Okay. Go ahead and hit S on the keyboard, scale it up. Make it even a little bigger. Then we'll also take the logo and drop it on there. S on the keyboard, scale it down. So there we go, that looks pretty good. And about right there is where I'm going to do Shift Command D, split that, and I'm going to Shift Command D. Get rid of those layers, and then I'm going to use just an effect. It's called bullet train, and that bullet train will just kind of give a animated text. So that's there, and then on the logo I'm just going to scale it down and go about right there. So now when you do it, there you go. So that is how you do a call out. Now what we'll do is we'll just do a quick little, okay, you got your call out there. Now you could adjust this, you could do more strokes around it, you can lay it out totally different, you could make this look like a business card. I'm just showing you like the things that you can do with this. What we'll do now is we'll just subtract everything. So after it goes for a while, I don't know, let's say 10 seconds. I think this comp is, so if you want to know how long your composition is, you can go composition, comp settings. It's only 10 seconds anyways. So about right here is where we would start to fade everything out. And you can either fade it out, or you could just do a hard cut. You can also put all of this stuff in and go backwards. So if we wanted to, let's say that we want to shrink the picture again, or the logo, so we'll go ahead and hit another keyframe here, and I do about 10 keyframes, and then I would drop this down to 0. Same thing here with the text, or maybe the text, let's do evaporate. So this is kind of a cool text out. So you got evaporate, it's going to evaporate, but it's going, this part is cool, but it's going way too slow. So you're going to want to make sure that you speed it up. And we may not have, this may not show enough for that. So I may have to start the effect a little sooner just to adjust it. So I'm going to just start the effect a little sooner, but you can see the keyframes there. So now I can take this keyframe and go a little faster. And again, I just hit U. So if you're trying to get to the keyframe, just hit U and that'll take you there. But now let's go right here on this, and that'll evaporate way faster now. Boom. That's a little too fast, so we'll drag that out a little bit more. Okay, and maybe we'll make that start going a little smaller with it. No, that needs to go faster. So we'll just have it kind of again, this is something you just have to mess with. It's not, when you're making something custom, you just have to like test it until it looks good. And right now, there you go, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I've got rid of those two things, so now we have to shrink and go ahead and hit U again. That'll close all of these up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this square, hit U, and I'm going to hit U on not this one, on this one, so I can see the keyframes of when it ends. So it ends about right there. So as soon as that starts ending, I'm going to get on the square. I'm going to hit this keyframe here, and then I'm going to drop it down. And then the same thing with my picture. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go ahead and hit S for scale, hit the keyframe, go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm doing 5 on that, and then it's going to go down to 0. The other, so then we got there. So now that I've moved this one out of the way, this shape, I'm going to go ahead and split it, and I'm going to delete that so you don't see it. So now that that's going down, about right there is when I'm going to keyframe this and shrink this down. And that will go to 0 as well. And then the same thing here. So we're basically doing the exact same thing, but just kind of backwards, because we just want it to start. So there you go. It's going. Waits a few seconds, and then it goes away. And again, this is pretty rough. You can dial it in, really line out the keyframes and get everything to look better. But if, you know, just at a quick glance on this, I'm going to go over here till about 10 seconds because it's going to take forever. But there you go. Not bad. Let's start it right here so you can see it. So there it is, it's going. And then also this tutorial doesn't talk about it, but what you want to do then, so now the cool thing is you have this comp that you can move around. So say I want to put it right here, you can actually create a null object, and then that null object will track this area, and this will stay even though your footage is moving. This doesn't move. And I do have that in another tutorial, so if you're interested in how to do that, but this tutorial is mainly on how to create a call out. I'll have another tutorial soon that will teach you more about how to color the dirt and maybe do some different effects with Mocha AE. But do you notice how that's moving around? I do have a tutorial that shows you how to lock that down so that it doesn't move. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Again, this is just super simple because now you can change any of this stuff out if you want to make it solid, if you want to change the color. You have your own custom call out that looks pretty cool. And you can make it more modern where it's all, you know, if you didn't want any of that stuff, you could get rid of the fill. And it could be purely the stroke would be the only thing that you see, and you could make it, you know, fully transparent so that it's not so transparent, and you could add modern text and all of that. And as you tweak this and change it, when you go to the comparable or to the other composition, then it updates in real time. So you can tweak and adjust this. So maybe you wanted to do that, maybe you want to add some fill in it. There's a lot of different things you can do. But hopefully this tutorial was helpful, and thanks again guys for watching.